Hello, lovely student. Welcome to my lesson on methods. Today we're going to be looking at functions, where I present to you a lovely coding challenge. Let's have a look at the question presented. Your scenario is, the park rangers are doing some research on the movement of a specific group of animals relative to a watering hole situated at a specific location. They have monitored and recorded the locations of this group of animals over a specific period of time. You are required to do the following. Declare an array called ARR entries that must contain a maximum of 12 strings. Populate the array ARR entries on the button btn calculate distance. Use the array appropriately in your program to answer the questions that follow. Each array entry consists of a string indicating the coordinates of the location of the group of animals relative to the watering hole at a specific time. Each string has the following format. So each cell of the array has a string value, and each string value has an x coordinate followed by a comma, the y coordinate followed by a colon, and the time recorded. You are required to type this coding, which means populate the array. Assign values to the array on btn calculate display. You are required to type this code on btn calculate distance to populate the array. So all I want you to do is you could copy the coding, or you could alternatively just type it out. So you're assigning a string value. So I've enlarged the first value in index 1, and it has the value 12, which is the x coordinate, the value 15, the y coordinate, and the time. And each value is separated by a comma and is separated by a colon. So there's a multiple delimiter in each string value. So you're going to be using the array. You're going to extract the x coordinate, the y coordinate, and the time recorded. For each entry in ARR entries array, display the time, the distance from the watering hole, and the x and y coordinates. Use a suitable heading and subheadings. Your display must be neatly aligned in columns. So just to explain the array again, remember each cell of the array has a string value, and each value is separated by a delimiter. The first delimiter is a comma and the second delimiter is a colon. You are required to extract each value and store it in separate variables. So what I suggest you do is read the data from the array and store it in a string variable, and then you can manipulate the string variable to extract the x coordinate, the y coordinate, and the time. So that is my clue to you. Right, so then you're required to write a method. And remember, a method can be a procedure or a function. And when you're reading a question, you must look at pertinent words that tell you. What are the words that tell you it's a function or not a function? So let's read it and let's see if you can decide whether it's a function or a procedure. Write a method called calculate distance that brings in the x coordinate and y coordinates of the animals as parameters and returns the distance between the location of the animals and the location of the watering hole. The coordinates of the watering hole are as follows. X coordinate, the value 10, and Y coordinate, the value 10. Declare two variables to store the coordinates of the watering hole and assign values to the variables. The values are already given to you. Use the X and Y coordinates to calculate the distance between the location of the animals and the location of the watering hole. The distance should be an integer which has been rounded off. Use the following formula to calculate the distance. So this is the formula. You need to break it down and you need to use functions from the math unit to solve the problem and calculate the distance. Remember, the function returns one single value. The function is going to return the distance. The formula represents x pos represents the x coordinate of where the animal was spotted. Y pos represents the y coordinate of where the animal was spotted. Water x pos represents the x coordinate where the watering hole is situated. Water y pos in the formula represents the y coordinate of where the watering hole is situated. This is an example of your sample output. In order to get this in neatly aligned columns, use tabs. Enjoy the lesson, enjoy the activity. It is a fantastic coding challenge, and I'm looking forward to seeing your solutions. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and follow me on my next video.